Greetings. This is my first attempt at a video-based lesson, and I'm going to see if I can make it happen on an iPad and what the quality is. It's just a test. It's just I don't know, see how to make it happen and how to distribute the video. You know what I mean? Edward, if this goes to you, don't mind me. I'm just trying to test it out to see if I can figure out how to conduct a video-based guitar lesson and or a tutorial over a tune, or any such thing that includes me, this piece of wood with strings on it, and my little amp here. Check out sound, kind of see what that is, how that all is going to work together before I actually decide to go out and look for a webcam or a camcorder that you can see actually my whole room and whatever. Okay, so let's start with a review. Okay, a review of the major scales. Major scale patterns are whole step, half step, whole step, half step. That is a good place to start, because if you're just starting on guitar, bass guitar, or regular guitar for that matter, the distance between, let's start with the letter C, or the note C, 3rd fret A string, okay? So by the way, E, A, D, G, for those that might see this and just be starting out, 3rd fret A string, okay? And from here to here is a whole step, C to D, whole step. Now from D to E is also a whole step, but E is also at the 2nd fret D string, okay? I'm already getting a little uncomfortable with how much of the bass you can see in these lower positions. Okay, so we have whole step to here, whole step to here, half step to here, whole step to here, whole step to here, whole step to here, half step to there. So whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Now that's the pattern, and the fingering is 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 4, 4, or 1, 3, 4. And you have to keep in mind when you're making notes sound on the bass, notice where I play my notes. I don't, you can play anywhere in between here, but the further away, you'll get a real ugly sound, and you don't want that. So the closer to the fret, it looks like I'm playing on top, but I'm just playing right up next to the fret. So the notes in the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. 1 octave major scale. If you're familiar with the circle of fifths, and as I get more familiar with doing these lessons, I'll try to get a picture-in-picture thing happening where, it's up in the corner. But the circle of fifths are all 12 keys that we play in. And basically, a fifth is an interval, okay? And an interval is the distance between 2 notes. So from here to here is a major second interval. First note of the scale, 2nd note in the major scale. Okay, that's what makes it a major second. From the root to the 3rd note in the scale is a major 3rd. C to E, that's a major 3rd. The 4th note in the scale is a perfect 4th. In a major scale, as you practice these around the circle of fifths, intervals are major, minor, perfect, augmented. There's other titles for these, but right now you're mainly going to deal with major intervals, minor intervals when we get to minor scales, and perfect intervals. In a major scale, the only perfect interval are 4ths and 5ths. Everything else is major. Major second, by the way, from the root. Root up a 2nd, major 2nd. Root up to the 3rd, major 3rd. Root up to the 4th. Perfect 4th, root up to the 5th, perfect 5th, root up to the 6th, major 6th, root up to the 7th, major 7th, and then octave. Okay? So, back to the circle of fifths, right? Otherwise also known as the circle of fourths. If you go up 5 notes from the major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have a perfect fifth. If you go down, 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up a fifth, down a fourth, same note. C to G, C to G. So sometimes, if you look at the circle of fifths in reverse, it's the circle of fourths. If you go reverse, meaning counterclockwise, if you go the other way, it's if you go clockwise, it's a circle of fifths. The intervals go up in fifths. I need to have a drawing that shows that. But of course, in this day and age, Google circle of fifths, and there'll be a very nice printed example of the circle of fifths. So why is that important for us? So that you don't stay down here in 1 octave and just practice this scale endlessly from here until the end of time. Kidding, but that's not what you want to do. You want to practice it in C, always ascending and descending. Okay? And then go up a fifth to G. I find the next note up, and then I maybe go down an octave, so I can play the same pattern, you know? Major scale in G. I just took everything I just played here, and I took it down to the 3rd fret E string to a G, played the same thing. Now I just played a major scale in G. Okay, now when I'm done with G and I've figured that out, I go up 5 notes to D. Okay, play the same pattern, but I don't want you to get caught up in playing patterns. Ray Brown said it best in one of his many videos that are online, rest in peace, Ray, that you need to learn this board. Know the board. Learn the board. So we have to learn the notes. We do. To get you playing, you can play this. But you need to know that this is a C, this is a D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay? Scales go in alphabetical order. From C to C, in the key of C, no sharps or flats. So it's just the alphabet. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay? Now, as you continue around the circle, you add a sharp with every scale. You always keep the previous sharps because, by the way, as you go clockwise around the circle, that's the sharp side, all the sharp keys. When you go counterclockwise around the circle, it's all the flat keys. So, for example, now we'll go to G. G, remember the alphabet? G, A, B, C, D, E. The key of G has 1 sharp in it, F sharp. So, F sharp, G. Now when I have a board here, a chalkboard or some kind of way to write stuff down, remember this is just a test lesson to see how it looks, how it sounds, blah, blah, blah. As I get comfortable in front of a camera, I'll write all this down. I have an excellent way for you guys to, I hate it when people say you guys, for you, the student, to understand how to add the sharps and how to add the flats so that you know. Okay, so G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Now go up 5 notes to D after you have played over and over again the C major scale, the G major scale, and now the D major scale. Again, you're going to play the same pattern because it's whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay, when I grab that note here, I'm just grabbing the octave, that's all. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Okay? So, the key of D, the D major scale, has 2 sharps in it, F sharp and C sharp. So far we've played 3 scales, C, G, D. I'll take you up to A. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? D, E, F sharp, G, A. I'm going to go down, so we're not shifting yet. I'm not talking about how to shift yet. I'm just keeping things in one position across the fingerboard. So A, so C, G, D, A, we're going up in fifths. So A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, and the new note in this scale is G sharp. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Always practice these things forwards and backwards. Okay, so the key of A major, 3 sharps, F, C, and G. Okay, so to recap, key of C, C major scale, no sharps or flats. The key of G, 1 sharp, F sharp. The key of D, 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. And the key of A, 3 sharps, F, C, and G. The major scale pattern, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. That's not hard to remember. You can remember that. Okay, so again, I finger all these things the same. 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Yeah, sometimes I'll go, sorry, 4, 4. It doesn't really matter. But when we get into 2-octave major scales, it's going to make a little bit of a difference because you're going to have to, it'll be a different thing. Okay, so that is a short lesson on major scales. That's a short lesson on the major scale pattern, and that's a short lesson on what the notes are in those scales. Okay, so that's 12 minutes. So I'm going to pause it, I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to figure out if I can send it to somebody and see what it looks and sounds like. All right, so you guys have a great day. Edward, if this goes to you, I hope you're having a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.